In Los Angeles, one afternoon, we went over to Dante's home. Dante was a man who had come several times to see Baba there at the Hollywood Roosevelt, and he wanted Baba to speak to his group, which usually meets on Wednesdays. There were some supposedly 30 people there, I guess. It was awfully crowded, and it proved to be one of the most interesting trips and interesting meetings of the entire trip. As we begin, Dante himself is acquainting his group with some of Baba's works.
We're indeed fortunate to, as I mentioned, have Mayor Baba, who is a very great spiritual teacher and master, with us. He represents, and more importantly is, a divine incarnation, which those of you who have studied more deeply will know what that means. There's no way to measure Baba intellectually, because Baba's greatness can only be measured in the final analysis with the heart. I'd like to read you just a very few notes from one of Baba's own writings called Love and God Love. Of all the forces that can best overcome all difficulties is the force of love, because the greatest law of God is love. This mighty force not only enables one to put the ideal of selfless service into practice, but also transforms one into God. It has been possible through love for man to become God, and when God becomes man, it is also due to his love for his beings. Love is dynamic in action and contagious in effect. Pure love is matchless in majesty and has no parallel in power. Love cannot be born of mere determination. Through the exercise of will, one can at best be dutiful. To realize God, we must love him, losing ourselves in his infinite self. We can love God by surrendering to the perfect Master, who is God's personal manifestation. To receive Baba's greatest blessing, as I have mentioned to you, is to give him loving devotion and attention, because these are the things which he can directly work with and help you in your life directly. I'd like to, before we go into our meditation this evening, which Baba has graciously consented to meditate with us this evening, I'd like to go through a slight relaxation suggestion with you so that you can better give your attention. And after I give you the relaxation suggestions, I'd like you to then turn and give your entire attention and loving devotion to Baba. And last but not least, I'd like to call your attention to one important fact, and that is this: the greatest miracle of all is the miracle of the awakened heart. And this Baba can truly help us with. So now, if you will make yourselves as comfortable as possible, we will have a short meditation. Now, those who have attended these meetings know that when we meditate, we usually go through a short meditation suggestion in which we relax each part of the body, and with our eyes closed and our mouth closed, breathing comfortably through our nose. Now, just relax your feet, relax your legs completely. Be very comfortable, and try not to disturb anyone in meditation, because good karma is built by helping other people to meditate. So now relax your toes and your feet and your legs. Now relax your abdomen and your chest. Relax your arms and your hands. Relax your throat. Relax your face. And relax your mind. Now give your attention to the body.
What day is today, please?
This is August the 1st.
Day.
The day? This is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
From now
on. Every week Baba says on Wednesday, any time which is convenient, any time. No, not at any time. Every week on Wednesdays, Baba says at 12 o'clock, midnight, those who want to do, of course. Yes, what Baba meant was those who want to do. But you all must do, Baba says. Dante and you also, Baba says, two of you must do, especially. And those who want to do. The others who want to do, they may join you. Every week on Wednesday at 12 o'clock midnight, with eyes open, and lights put out, in complete darkness, relaxing as Dante just now said, relaxing completely before meditating for 15 minutes with eyes wide open, breathing with every breath. Repeat, Ba,
Inhale, exhale.
Baba, Ba, 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 Ba. Every time you breathe in and breathe out, do not not audibly, but just within yourself, repeat. With every breath you breathe, inhaling and exhaling, repeat like this as Baba points out to us, Ba, 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 Ba. Then, if you have certain experiences like seeing lights or colors or circles of lights, bright circles, do not give any significance or importance to that. Continue your repetitions every week. Sometimes you might see a big halo and Baba there in that. Fix your attention on that figure, but continue to repeat. Do so with all sincerity and devotion. and then you will see me in all. And then you will have the experience of seeing me in everyone. Ayana meditation. Baba says that Dante gave you all instructions to meditate before Baba. Baba liked the idea. Dante loves Baba. He told you all about Baba today. Baba loves him. But the important thing is, Baba says, that one should see me in everyone. And if you can do this, which Baba has given out now, his instructions, to sit at midnight on every Wednesday, every week, for 15 minutes in complete darkness, beginning your meditation from 12 o'clock midnight with open eyes and repeating Baba with every breath, inhaled and exhaled, and not paying any attention to any experiences that you get while meditating. But when you see Baba, focus your attention on that and continue your repetitions, and then you'll see Baba in everyone. You too must not miss this, Baba says.
How will we know it's 15 and
That's the question, yes.
Keep it alive.
Alarm word, timepiece. Don't meditate on the time itself, Baba says. Have an alarm watch, set it. And as soon as the alarm rings, just stop your meditation. Baba says, I am in everyone, in everything. I am not only thus as you see me in flesh and blood. I am the ocean. Those who dare to drown themselves in this ocean, they can get the pearl out of the ocean. Dante, do not forget to do this on every Wednesday. And when Baba calls you in India, there will be that meeting, as Baba told you, after 15th of February, there will be a day when Baba will be holding a meeting there, a very big meeting. So be there, Baba says. Do not miss that opportunity. These instructions are given for
apply you.
These instructions which Baba just now gave to all here apply to Dante and the group here. That is his group who gather here, and that applies to them only. Not to you, doctor. Not to you.
These are three messages which Baba prepared in India to be given out here. The first is have hope. The modern era is steeped in restlessness as man is tossed between conflicting ideals. Like mounds in the sandy desert, intellectual knowledge is mounting up, without provision for the expression of the heart, which is so vitally necessary to quench the need of the spirit. It is lack of this that has checkmated man's achievements in spite of himself and his enormous advancements in the field of science. Unhappiness and insecurity, emotional or otherwise, are the dominant notes of the age, and mankind is engulfed in the darkness of wars, hate, and fear. Yet I say, have hope. Selfishness and lust for power tend to drag man towards brutality, inherited from his evolutionary ancestry, or erroneous search through incarnations. But there is within man the inextinguishable light of truth, because he is essentially divine in origin and being. Those who cleanse their hearts of the embittering poison of selfishness, hate, and greed shall find God as their own true self. When you find and realize God, the problem of selfishness and its numerous expressions melts away like mist before the sun. In God and as God, all life reveals itself as really one and indivisible, and all separateness created by identification with human or subhuman forms as illusory. The truth of divine life is not a hope, but a reality. It is the only reality, and all else is illusion. Have faith, and you will be redeemed. Have love, and you will conquer the lower and limited self of cravings that veil your own true being as God. Not through desperate self-seeking, but through constant self-giving is it possible to find the self of all selves. This is the second message, which is control of mind over energy and matter.
Baba says that there are volumes describing God, telling something on reality, truth, love. Baba also has given us a book, God Speaks. Baba also gives us messages. Baba has given us many, many messages, but they do not help because they do not help to give experience which is beyond the domain of the mind. This gives us an idea, a sort of an intellectual conviction. But we have to cross mind, the domain of the mind, and experience seeing God in everything. Seeing God. When one sees God, he sees as clearly, much more clearly than what we see the gross things or each other now with our gross eyes. And then one experiences infinite bliss, and that bliss, no, you have no idea, Baba says, the experience of that bliss. But there is one thing, still further, another step after seeing God, and that is to become one with me. This is, of course, in form of my messages, so that people may understand intellectually, have some idea of God, truth, reality. But when one gets the experience, of seeing God, Baba says, if one wants to see God everywhere, in everything, one must love me with all heart, with all devotion. And to love me, Baba says, we use the word very loosely, the word love. Suppose, Baba says, a man sees a very beautiful woman and he falls in love with that woman. His love wants to possess that woman. He becomes restless. He has no appetite. He loses his appetite, his sleep. All the time he thinks of that woman. But to love me is much more than the so-called love of the world, of man loving a woman. Is much more than that, infinitely more than that. Only one who can dare to love me can love me as I ought to be loved. Baba says to love me really would mean one has to cut his head and just place it on his own palm and offer it to me. Cutting in the sense, not in the sense of just chopping it off, but that is very easy. Head means all your thoughts, desires, and everything. Surrender to me, bringing it to me, placing them at my feet. Then you begin to love me, and then you begin to find me, to see me in everyone, everything. Baba says, I am the Lord of love. At the same time, I am the slave of my lovers.
Control of mind over energy and matter. Mind begets energy and matter. Without mind, there can be neither energy nor matter. Energy is derived from mind and is throughout sustained by it. It cannot subsist without mind, latent or manifest. Matter depends upon energy and cannot remain matter without energy, latent or manifest. Mind can subsist without energy, as can energy without matter. Against an infinite number of individual minds as completely separate entities from one another, the universal mind is indivisible and omnipresent. Until full control is achieved by mind over energy and all matter, mind itself needs to be controlled. It is to be guarded against being swayed in the illusion of energy and matter, both of which do not even have their illusory existence without mind. To control the mind from the effects and influence of energy and matter is very difficult. For example, when a man is slapped, his mind is apt to respond with an act of greater violence. And this action of revenge is an unnecessary distortion of the mind, sheer waste of energy, and fruitless use of matter. Although some can achieve a partial and time-being control over their minds, very, very few through divine love can gain complete mastery over the mind and thus fully control all energy and matter. Eventually, divine love annihilates the very mind itself, and then God, the divine beloved, is realized. The third paper is God, Man, and the God-Man. The entire universe is God's shadow and belongs to God, but God does not belong to the universe. God's shadow comes out of God, undergoes infinite variations, and goes back into God. God's shadow depends upon God. God does not depend on his shadow. Without God, the shadow cannot exist. Without the shadow, God does exist. God was when the universe was not. God is when the universe is. God will be when the universe will not be. Your own shadow belongs to you, but you need not belong to your shadow. Your shadow necessarily clings to you, but you unnecessarily cling to your shadow. Without you, your shadow cannot exist, but without your shadow, you do exist. In all states and under all circumstances, whether you are dreaming dreams in sleep, dreaming the dream of life on earth, dreaming acute hell or heaven states after leaving the gross body, or dreaming the real dreams in the higher spiritual planes, essentially you remain the same. Everything and everyone represents God in one way or another, in some state of consciousness or the other. But the God-Man, that is the Avatar, Buddha, Christ, Rasul, represents God in every way and in everything and everywhere, in one and all the states of consciousness, manifest or latent. Hafiz, the man who became God, says, 1,000 times I have verified it and found it to be true that the universe and the affairs of the universe are totally nothing into nothing.
Baba says, all this is nothing but dream. When you are asleep and when you see a dream in your sleep, you find yourself, say, eating, enjoying. Sometimes you weep, sometimes you feel happy. There is pain and pleasure in the dream. And when you are awake, then you realize that the pain, the sorrow that you felt in the dream was nothing but a dream. Baba says that even this is a dream. Here, now that you are sitting near me, now that you hear the noise of the bus or the cars moving about, this whole city, this place, is nothing but a dream. As you wake up from your dream, suppose, now, say tonight you go to sleep and you see a dream. And suppose Baba appears in your dream there. And in that dream, you find Baba sitting near you and explaining to you that, look here, do not get yourself entangled in all these things. It is nothing but a dream. You are seeing a dream. Then you will put a question to Baba in your dream, saying, Baba, how could it be a dream? I am enjoying the pleasures. I have so many sorrows, miseries. I see so many people around me. I see you. And how could that be a dream? When you wake up from your dream, say tomorrow when you wake up, then you realize that Baba did appear in the dream, in the night, and did say that it was but a dream. Now, even now, at this moment, I tell you all that you are dreaming. It is but a dream. What will your mind say to this? It will react and say at once that how could this be a dream? We see so many persons sitting here in this room. Baba is giving us explanations. I am interpreting. Baba is with us, and how could everything be dream? Then Baba says, when you will realize reality, that is when you are wide awake, really awake after realization, then you will realize that what Baba had said was true, that it was all but a dream, nothing but a dream. What's the time now?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Today Baba says, I feel very happy. Dante has arranged this group meeting here. The words that he expressed, the things that he said about Baba to you all, that you all should love Baba, about the meditation, you are meditating on Baba, in presence of Baba. As it was Dante who brought you in contact with Baba. Baba is very happy. But Baba says, try to make the best of this contact with me by loving me more and more. Every Wednesday at 12 o'clock, midnight, for 15 minutes, with your eyes open, with lights put out, with every breath you inhale and exhale, think of Baba inwardly, that is, repeat very slowly, Ba, 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 Ba. Baba says it is not necessary to, if it is conveniently managed, then there should be a sort of a group meditation every week, Wednesday. If it is not convenient for some, they can do this in their own homes, in their own room, in their own place. Individually.
Individually, you may bring a flower to
Yeah.
Baba.
And this will come first, Baba.
Baba gives blessing to each one as they come forward to bring their flowers to Baba and lay them at his feet. There comes the little boy who's been observing silence today. And Baba gives him a beautiful yellow chrysanthemum.